Hi, I'm Diane.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
And this is
I'm in Sofia.
So we have a guest today.
This is Clabbe. Welcome to our podcast. It's very nice meeting you.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So just to begin with, if you can tell us your story about moving to Bulgaria.
That's a long one. So originally born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. Lived in Sweden until 2016 when I decided after a traffic accident that I haven't discovered much in my life, so I decided to move out of Sweden.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
like a life-changing event.
Yeah, you could say that. It still affected me because I got a whiplash and I had two vertebrae in my neck that was shifted.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
I am medically handicapped by the insurance company.
By the insurance company.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not 100% human. I'm 3% medically handicapped, so
Okay.
I'm only 97% human apparently. It was a pretty hard time. Then I found, to make a long story short, I fell into a depression because I was on sick leave for almost a year because of the damages I received and medication, tablets, pills, alcohol, and everything. So it was kind of a downward spiral. And how I ended up moving from Sweden is that I came home one morning drunk as a skunk, and in front of my computer, and for some reason, I don't know yet why, I found this job searching site for jobs outside of Sweden. I was unemployed at the time because I resigned from the company I was working for previously because they were kind of trying me to get back to work because they didn't want me on sick leave, while the doctors were saying that I can't work because of the damages I received from the car crash.
Okay.
I ended up in front of my computer. I found this job searching site that have jobs all over Europe, and I just typed in Swedish and I sent my CV to the first four that came up, just for, there was no intention whatsoever behind it. I was just
like that, just give it a try, right?
Yeah, I don't know why I did it actually, because it was
This is
just,
interesting,
I was kind of still, I wasn't really sober, if we want to put it that.
Okay,
It's like 6 a.m. After a wild night out. And went to bed, and 4 hours later, the first recruiter called me.
Wow.
So, and I didn't really know who was calling either, because I was still trying to sober up while sleeping. So, out of the four applications I sent for fun, I got an offer from 3 of them. And one of them was in Prague, Czech Republic, so I basically just decided, why not? It's better to try things, that you haven't tried, and if you don't try them, you might regret them later.
Exactly.
So from applying for fun or having no idea about it until I actually landed in Prague took 5 weeks. So it was just packed up my whole life, moved to Prague. And that was in 2006.
Okay.
Then I worked for a couple of companies there, and one of the last companies I worked for there had also an office here in Sofia.
Oh, cool.
So that's my first real contact with Bulgarian people in that way.
So from Czech Republic to here?
Not straight. I took a little divert and worked in Sierra Leone, between there in Western Africa for a little while.
Wow.
But then, in 2014, a new outbreak of Ebola started, and I felt that I didn't want to try that. It was not on my things to do before I turned 40 list, since I already tried both typhoid and malaria while living in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
Wow. It's a tough experience.
It was, I wouldn't say it was. I've experienced harder things, but it was not pleasant. Like, put it that way. Fortunately, I was on medication, and you have to have more medication at the same time you're working, and then it's like having a really, really bad cold in plus 35 degrees.
So have you had COVID yet?
No,
Maybe
I have
ever.
not had. I'm vaccinated.
So probably, and also probably you have a bunch of, I don't know, your immune system's probably completely.
I don't know. My
Does it help? I heard it helps.
You probably
Could.
have very good immune system
Maybe,
because
could.
of things you have gone through, yeah.
Maybe.
It's possible.
I don't know. COVID is a different thing, and
Or possible you have gone through but you don't know.
well, I actually think I might have had it before it became popular already in
There are many
February.
people that were saying that they were sick around December or January 2020, so...
I was actually,
2019?
February in my case. and it became popular, if you want to put it that way,
Yeah,
in
I mean,
March.
I've talked with other people, they also say like that, and before it gets everywhere, they were sick at that moment because like some people came from somebody and they just got it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I had it in February because I've never been that sick in my life. I mean, I've had, during my 43 years of age, I've had my cases of being sick as a kid. I was sick always as a kid. Until I had remove the polyps behind the nose when I was 5 or 6.
Oh, I see.
So
Are those? They're nothing though, right? Polyps. I heard.
yeah, in Swedish we call it, if you translate it from Swedish, it's halsmandla, which is like throat almonds.
Oh, that's a nicer name for it.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what is polyp, but I think what is it?
No, I had to take an MRI recently, and then they said I had that. I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah. No, I've done a couple of, but this was back in the beautiful 80s when everything was free and cheap because of the world economy at the time.
Okay.
So yeah, reason why I ended up in Bulgaria was that I came here for the first time on vacation 10 years ago for 2 weeks. Just drove around the country, rented a car and drove around, and I liked it. And also I met up with the people that I worked with or towards in the company here.
Yeah.
And then I came back maybe 6 months later and worked from here through the company for 2 months. Or actually, that's another story. I came here with an airline. I landed, and a week after I had arrived here, the airline went bankrupt. So my return ticket kind of disappeared.
So disappeared.
So you were just one-way ticket?
Yeah.
Was this because of COVID or
No. This was in 2000.
Oh, okay, way back.
2000. What can it be?
I think it's
2003.
2002. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
already long
I
time
didn't know
ago.
airlines can go bankrupt just like that.
Yeah, well, it was Malev. It was the national Hungarian carrier at that time before Wizz Air took over and became it.
Oh.
So my return ticket from Bulgaria to Prague disappeared, so I had to stay an extra month while they were sorting it out.
That's like...
Yeah, well, I didn't mind because I like Bulgaria. I like the food comparing to... And it was much more relaxed here than for check in the office.
So can you tell about the food, as you just said about what's your favorite?
Yeah, well, actually, food is one of the reasons why I moved here.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
That's cool.
Vegetables here are vegetables. Vegetables in Sweden are kind of plastic. Same in Czech.
Really?
Yeah.
I imagine Sweden to have really good vegetables. And
We
all
have good
that.
potatoes. That's basically what we grow. But everything else is more or less plastic. It's not so much taste if you compare it here.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also food allergic, so I don't eat tomatoes, I don't eat lettuce, stuff like that.
I never met somebody who said I'm a food allergic.
Well, I'm a hyper allergic, if I want to put it that way. I'm allergic to a lot of foods, and I'm
So
also
more than
spring
how many-
allergic.
how
Allergic
many
to cats.
allergies?
How many? I'm allergic to nuts. I'm allergic to shellfish. I'm allergic
wow.
to a lot of fruits, vegetables, back and forth. The day
Oh, you have to be careful, yeah.
I mean, I learned to live with it. For anyone who hasn't lived, because I've had it since I was 4 years old. So for me, it's not. I
not
would
a
say
big deal.
no. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'm used to. I can't eat apples. I can't eat pears. I can't eat strawberries. I can't eat kiwis. I can't eat.
Have you
tons of
tried all
things.
these, or have you had the allergy test and then you?
Of course, I ate all these as a kid, but then suddenly you can't eat them anymore.
Oh, so suddenly it happens because...
Yeah, it just
we
came
don't
like
have that
this.
many
It was
allergies.
really weird.
I just don't know.
Between when I was 4, and that's when they discovered I'm also pollen allergic.
Oh, pollen.
That is
how do you survive the pollen here? It should be hard.
There are fine drugs for that these days.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's
Because
okay.
there's a period that there are pollens and I'm
Yeah.
like, people are sneezing and it's like horrible.
Yeah, you don't know. Well, in these days, you don't know if it's COVID or
You're allergic. You don't know what is it. I mean, it's just like confusing.
Yeah. No,
You
but
never know.
for anyone who doesn't have the allergies that I have, I always hear, "Oh, that must be so hard." It's like, no, it's not, because I'm so used to it. It is difficult though when you travel because you discover fruits and vegetables and you don't know if you can eat them or not because you never had them. It's not on your. I was in Cambodia, for example. I tried dragon fruit, and that was a big no.
So,
Big no.
That was a
so
big no.
how do you compare the food in different countries to here? You said you like it here. Do you
Yeah.
have a favorite dish?
Favorite dish in Bulgaria, I would say shkembe,
Oh, really?
Yes.
Shkembe. That's the one with the
tripe soup.
Tribes of yeah.
Okay, I heard this one.
Yeah.
This one.
That we were talking
Cow
about.
belly
Cow belly
intestines.
intestines.
Oh, this is intestines.
The one
Yeah.
that one that you eat in the morning after a huge night.
Or before you go to bed
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
beer
With
after
a
a huge night. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was really good in Divaka back in the days when they were open
Oh,
24/7.
Divaka. Yeah.
You always went there after you'd been out at 6 in the morning, had a skembe and a beer, and then went home and
Oh.
slept, and you woke up fine as a
Cool.
daisy.
Cool.
But unfortunately,
So is Divaka your favorite place in general, or you have other favorite restaurants?
favorite restaurant, that is a hard thing because what I miss in Bulgaria though is the diversity of
Alright.
different national foods.
Okay.
What I find that it's national food is very big here.
Yeah.
I mean, traditional Bulgarian, you have
Yeah.
mechanas and, you know,
Yeah, I
Bulgarian
know.
food places everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's very hard to find, for example, Vietnamese food or other Asian food or African food. It's very
Yeah.
hard to find.
Yeah.
And I'm
true.
pretty used, I mean,
You
living
are-
in Prague for 7 years, you have a huge diversity, and they also have a huge Vietnamese
Nice.
community,
Yeah,
so you
that's
have it everywhere. So that is one thing that I miss here, that you don't have the big diversity.
Yeah,
and if you
yeah.
want something, you
Yeah.
actually have to really search for it, and if you're lucky, you'll find it, but not.
Yeah, I see.
So that is, but yeah, kefteta, kartoffeln sirene.
Oh, nice.
I've never
So your
thought that.
Bulgarian is very good, right?
Nah, it's
It's been a while here.
restaurant-wise, yes.
You've been a while here, so
Language-wise, so
you can
so.
order some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're
But
going
I'm
to
also,
stores. stuff
I'm also
like that.
studying Bulgarian at a Swedish university, so
Oh.
at the moment, yeah.
Oh, so you're actually like doing your bachelor or?
No. It's just like these small courses in Bulgarian, like the structure and language, because I found it's easier.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, it's easier for me to understand how the language is constructed if I have to explain from Swedish
Okay.
than I have, for example, if I want to learn Bulgarian. There's tons of Bulgarian lessons here,
There is.
but it's from English to Bulgarian. And English language, of course, I command it, but I'm not very good at structure and how it's built up. Well,
So
if
you
I
found somewhere where Swedish from
yeah,
to Bulgarian.
it's at the Uppsala University in Sweden,
Oh,
which is
wow.
the oldest Scandinavian
And they have
university.
here. They have a.
No, we're doing it online. It's a distance
online.
course.
Okay.
Did they have a Bulgarian course?
Wow,
That's
that's
very
interesting.
interesting.
It's the
Very
only
interesting.
university in the Nordics that have Bulgarian course.
Wow. What
And
about
also-
the sightseeing here? Which one you find most interesting?
In Sofia or in Bulgaria in general?
Well, you can say whatever you.
I think Bulgarian in
Bulgaria,
general.
yeah.
Bulgarian in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting here. I mean, I'm a history buff. I love history, so I know that Bulgaria is the oldest kingdom in the world, for example, or the country that has been existing the longest since 65.
1681.
Yeah, okay.
Even
1681.
before, yeah.
So I'm into all these, castles and
Nice.
fortresses, and
Nice.
but you also have one of the few, or one of three, I think, natural deserts in the world.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting to see.
Do
In
you
general,
ever been to Veliko Ternova?
yeah,
And there's the castles there. Did you like
that
it?
is one. Yeah, Veliko Ternova is a beautiful city. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite cities. It's just you have to walk up and down, because it's built on the hills.
There's also like a show in the evening there. With
Yeah, I missed that one. I've never seen the lightning show, but I know about
Yeah, I've seen it when I was little, and since then I haven't seen it. But I think it's really cool to see.
it. Yeah, no, I've been traveled around a lot in Bulgaria, so there are.
And in Sofia, I don't know. I feel here we don't have that many, but we do have some.
Yeah, you have up in Vitosha and
Vitosha, yeah.
all around there and the
Bujana Church.
outskirts. Yeah,
Yeah, it's UNESCO covered. It's very old one, and it's very nice to
I
see.
think it's nice to walk around and stuff. Yeah, but I do think that the landmarks, when there's like top 10 things to see in Sofia,
Yeah.
it's really
Very
it's very small.
very
I know.
compact.
Yes,
I know.
because they always put Lions Bridge there, but then they shouldn't put Lions Bridge because I go there, I'm like, where's the Lions Bridge?
I know. There's it like that.
Yeah.
There are the museums which are interesting because there's like old treasures there. Sometimes they put they're just temporary staying there, golden treasures from the past, from the Thracian times, I think.
Okay.
But you have that also. I mean, if you go out in the country and check the Trajan tombs, for example.
Yeah, Trajan tombs, yeah. And also the caves, we have beautiful caves.
Magura Cave, you have the Bat Cave, you have the Devil's Cave, Devil's Throat Cave.
Yeah.
So,
It's pretty interesting to see.
They all have really interesting names.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many legends about them. There's like this and that, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool.
So what is your future plan for Bulgaria? How long do you see yourself here?
Well, now I have a little copy of myself here sitting in my knees, so...
She really is a
Yeah, we
copy,
actually have a Clabbe's daughter here, Kira. She's really cute.
She wants to say hi.
It was a hey.
Nah.
Feeling shy
she's,
today.
she's
And she
a little
knows
shy.
Bulgarian as well.
Well, she's three languages at the moment. She wants me to teach her English. She asked me to start speaking English to her so she can learn English.
Wow, I didn't know
wow,
kids
that's
do that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
actually say, speak English to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very smart from when they were.
She's
Is it I
terrifying
think
me.
it's the YouTube. I'm sure it's the YouTube that makes them smart.
Yeah.
Kanske vi får se. She does ask me if I'm gonna speak about the Christmas tree because yesterday
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
she was demanding that we dress up or
Decorate?
decorate. Yeah, that's decorate the Christmas tree yesterday. So that's what we were doing last night.
Den kommer på natten på vintern.
And the Santa Claus is coming up at the night in the winter.
So, what is your favorite present that you have received or you have given to someone?
My favorite present I've received and I've given. Wow.
If
That is
you
a
cannot
very
answer,
hard-
we always ask this question. People are very.
Yeah, because it really, because you're thinking.
Maybe just a memorable one. Maybe
Memorable.
there's a memorable present that you've given or felt like it was very, I don't know, taken by the recipient.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Okay, we'll move to other question. What you guys do differently in Sweden compared to here for Christmas, or is like very similar?
For Christmas, oh
Yeah.
boy. Why are you vegetarians on Christmas?
Are you vegetarians really? I'm
Since
so confused.
until 24th, and then we eat.
Yeah, it's because in Sweden we celebrate Christmas on 24th.
It's a very
yeah.
lax rule though, right?
Yeah,
It's
well,
not-
it's for me it's so weird because Sweden basically we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, and then at 3:00 as usual since 1950 whatever there is like the Walt Disney Christmas show on TV, and after that that's when you get the presents.
Yeah.
So as a kid you always went like when is three, you watch the cartoons and give me presents. Well, here it's on the 25th, but also in Sweden we eat. That's what we do on Christmas. We eat.
You eat a
And
lot.
and we eat a lot of meat. There's ham, there's meatballs, there's sausages. And then I moved here, and my ex goes, "Yeah, so we only eat vegetarian on Christmas Eve." And it's like, what's wrong with you people? I'm not a big vegetarian
Christian
fan.
Orthodox thing that
Yeah.
it's like we follow it.
And then you hide these little notes and cookies and stuff for stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, so here you have to write something, and you go, "What should I write?" No, write whatever. If someone tells you write whatever,
Then you put
it's
it in
like.
the panica or in the.
Yeah, exactly.
What? You're writing notes in the bread?
We put notes with
Oh, I never
some
heard of
lux.
this before.
Lux, you put it in the bread, and then whatever you get the lucky charm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also put in sometimes
basically
coins
like
and stuff.
And there is one
yeah.
coin in
In the whole
Like
bottle.
a
So
fortune
that's
cookie.
like a fortune. Yeah,
Bulgarian fortune cookie
Bulgarian
Yeah, we do have
with
the
5
same.
stinky.
There's a coin. Whoever gets the coin is like the one that's gonna get the most money in the year.
Okay.
We do have a very similar thing, but it's very old-fashioned in Sweden, where you have a big bowl of what we call Christmas porridge, which is made out of rice, and then you hide one almond in the whole fucking bowl, and the one who gets the almond is like the lucky one.
Okay.
But it's a very old tradition. There's
Almond.
hardly anyone doing it
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay. It's not good for people with nut allergies for sure.
Yeah, like me. I'm never the fucking lucky one.
So how about the Christmas markets? You do have a lot there.
We have Christmas markets in Old Town and stuff like that. Christmas markets here.
Yeah, not the same, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to this German Christmas market here once, and that was kind of disappointing in my opinion. Then again, I mean, I lived in Prague as well for 7 years, and the Christmas markets there are everywhere, and it's huge.
Yeah.
But it's also
Should
because
improve.
yeah, well, it's because it's a lot
There
of
is
tourists
place
as
for
well.
improvement.
Yeah, well, you could make the Christmas market a little bit larger than the little like 5 stalls or 6 stalls, and it's packed with people. Everyone goes the same round. You can't move, and so they could make it better, in my opinion.
Sure. Well, I'm not doing the market, so if people were listening, they should be doing better.
No, but I mean, if you want to see Christmas markets, you should go to Dresden or something like that, because the Dresden Christmas market is amazing.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really,
Yeah, it's
we
good.
went there
I need a
often.
recommendation for Christmas markets, and now
Yeah, we went there often because Dresden is 2 hours from Prague, so we went often to Germany and 4 hours to Berlin, and the Berlin Christmas market is also pretty amazing. But yeah, I mean, they have a little bit longer history with Christmas markets, if you put it that way.
So what does your Christmas tree look like? Is it is it an actual tree? Is it a big
No,
tree?
I don't wanna. I'm lazy, so I have a plastic one from Emag. Actually, I've never been a big Christmas fan. A lot of shit happened in my life during Christmas, so I kind of abolished it. But
It seems like there's always people who's like not really a fan, or who are like huge fans, not really in the middle.
It also has to do with Sweden and Christmas traditions, because, as I said, we eat a lot, but we also drink a lot, and people can't really handle alcohol, turns into shit, and as a kid, your whole Christmas is getting ruined. So I've never been a big fan of it, and especially when I've been myself. So my ex asked me if we could get a Christmas tree. I was like, I mean, I don't care if you want to get it, because when I came home, there was a huge plastic Christmas tree.
Okay.
So that one I kept, but now when I have this little one, I have to instill all the Christmas magic, and I do it for her basically. Sure. So after this, we're gonna go and get some more decorations and lights. Yeah, she's really big into it, and she has her Christmas socks and everything.
Yes.
Cool. And then I think you're a fan. You said that you like to drink and stuff. What do you think about the alcohol in Bulgaria, and what do you think about it?
Well, I'm not a big drinker of alcohol. I used to be as a kid. When you turn 18 and you start going to clubs and everything. And I had my party period I also worked in clubs when I was younger, so I've seen my fair share of
So you're
alcohol. And but the thing is, in Sweden has a very strange relation to alcohol. My father had been a part alcoholic, so I grew up with that as well. So I've seen the backside of it. But Sweden has a very weird relationship to alcohol, in the sense that work all week, and then Friday you have to drink as much as possible. Then,
so it's like a tradition.
Yeah, Sunday is basically you just order a pizza, and then you just lie in bed trying to recover. And it is really strange, the relations we have in Sweden, because it's kind of frowned upon if you drink. It's not.
And what about the weather in Sweden and here? Like, probably for here winter is nothing.
Well, depends. I mean, I've been in Sofia when it was minus 25 and 2 meters of snow.
Yeah,
and it's not uncommon, because Sofia is surrounded by mountains, so you have like a cauldron climate here, and I have no problems with it. I love winter. Winter is my favorite season.
Cool.
But
I know you're comfortable with winter because you're wearing a t-shirt.
Sure. Yeah,
you wear a t-shirt and we are not.
Winter. I love winter. Winter is my favorite season, with snow and cold. I'm not a fan of spring, naturally, because of my allergies.
Oh, yeah.
But winter here is definitely shorter and more intense than in Sweden. And also the summer is longer. So that is probably the difference. But also, I mean, Sweden is a long country, so it depends on where in Sweden you live.
So there's places here for winter sports. Like, do you like winter sports or something?
I've never been a fan of skiing, or even though I'm from Sweden, I hate going cross country. That's the worst thing I know. I've done downhill once in my life, so no, I'm not a big fan of winter sports.
But do you like going to the mountains?
Yeah, I can go if there's snow. I can go.
Yeah, because for her it will be cool to do some.
Yeah, we went up from Vitosha last year with
I think now probably there is enough snow, so she can go.
No, she talks about it all the time, points at the mountains, because we see the mountains from Lados, where we live.
Cool.
Do you think it's better to raise children here or in Sweden?
That is a question I've been asking myself as well.
It's a good question now.
I would say it's probably better in Sweden.
Okay.
Just because of, one, air quality. Air quality in Bulgaria is known as pretty shitty, especially during the winter season.
She has a different opinion.
I'm from Korea, so I think everywhere is better.
Yeah, no, I've never been in Korea, so yet, so I cannot say anything about Korean air quality. But in Bulgaria, Sofia, especially during the winter, is really bad. And the easiest way to see that is just go up on Vitosh and you will see the whole smog cloud over the city.
I know, yeah.
That is sad. So in terms of air quality, I would say Sweden is better.
Yeah.
Society-wise, I'm about 50-50 there.
Okay.
There are some good things in Bulgaria and there are some bad things in Bulgaria. There's the same with some good things in Sweden, some bad things in Sweden. But then we come to education. And that's, I don't know so much about Bulgarian school system, but what I've heard, I've not been too impressed.
Okay.
So that sense I would probably rather would have had her gone, have a Swedish. But then again, I left Swedish school system 30 years ago, so I don't know how much or how much it has deteriorated since I left. Because I thought I had a pretty good school education, but now I don't know how it is these days.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. But yeah, I think probably it would be easier in Sweden due to more
So you like her
organized society.
to learn many languages?
Well, she speaks 3 at the moment.
Wow.
She's turning 4 in a couple of weeks.
Cool. Oh, she has birthday soon.
Yeah, 26th.
Oh, nice.
Christmas or Boxing Day.
Cool.
So yeah, definitely she will have a bigger advantage than I had when I grew up because she will be multi-languages.
It seems like a lot of the people on Facebook groups talk about naming. They talk about the naming of children here a lot.
Yeah.
Was that some kind of an ordeal for you to follow the naming traditions? I guess they have here.
Yeah, that was kind of weird experience, but that is also a funny part because when she was born, after she's born, she had 3 days basically to hand in the name declaration to the hospital, and the hospital has to approve it before it goes to the municipality. And personally, I didn't want her to have my first name as her second name, like the tradition is here. For me,
you didn't want it.
No, I didn't want it. So so I was asking people, said, "Don't just write her, her name, the name we read on Kira, and then your surname." So we did that. And they rejected it, say it must be your first name. So I had to do it all over again because you need to go through, you have to have it notarized as well. And how many notarizers are open 26th and 29th of December in this country.
Wow. Oh my god, it was a tough
it was a little bit of an ordeal, but we managed. So unfortunately, in her Bulgarian passport, she has her Bulgarian name, but in Sweden, she has a different name.
Okay, so you did that.
Yeah, she has a Swedish passport and a Bulgarian passport, and she's eligible for an American passport as well because my ex is an American citizen.
Oh, I see.
But we'll see. We thought about it, but I'm probably not going to apply for it because then she becomes a tax citizen of the US.
Tax citizen.
No, from 18 years she basically should pay.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens. But she will have a huge amount of possibilities in her life that I never had as a kid.
This is cool.
Yeah.
She can choose. She can choose where.
Yeah, she can choose what she wants.
Okay.
And then which one is your favorite thing that you have done here in Bulgaria? Like which one you enjoyed the most?
Well, what I've done that I enjoyed the most, I would say discovering and exploring places. My favorite place is a little village called Trigrad, which is very close to the Greek border.
Nice.
But it's very picturesque, and it's just you go out and the cow shits smell is in the air, and it's just like a very little village with really old people, and I like that a lot. But yeah, just discovering places, going around the country.
Cool.
So, Clabbe, do you collect anything?
Oh, what do I collect? I've been collecting so many different things through the years. I was actually thinking about the other day. The latest thing, for some reason, I started collecting are watches, wristwatches.
Oh, watches! This is cool.
Yeah, so I just had a specific brand, specific model. So I had just, for some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because the watch I'm wearing today, I bought 5 years ago, and I had it for 4 years. And I thought maybe I should buy a second one just for fun. Like women and handbags. And I ended up buying 10.
10. Wow, so you have a big collection now.
Yeah, it was just it became kind of a game, getting a good quality for the lowest price possible, and so everything is bought in Germany.
Okay, and what about your favorite movies? Do you have favorite movies that you watch?
Favorite movies? I watch a lot of movies. I'm a big movie fan or movie buff. Favorite movie? I would say one of the favorite movies I have is Heat.
Heat, okay.
Yeah, it's an old movie from, or not old,
so
old
like
from
action,
the 90s.
Action movies?
Yeah, it's from end of 90s with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, directed by Michael Mann. So
I see on your T-shirt that you have something like Star Wars. So
yeah, no, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Okay. The original movies, yes. The only 3 movies that, in my opinion, is Star Wars.
All right.
Or as they call it, Part 4, 5, and 6. The ones I grew up with in the 80s.
Yeah.
Those are Star Wars for me. And then this whole shebang franchise that's going on now is just, I haven't watched any of them. I was just too...
So you're particular about the...
Yeah, you have particular interest in the old ones.
You know, it's the movies you grew up with. I mean, movies that you grew up to, that you connect to your childhood.
What about The Matrix?
I've seen the first one and that's it. I was not. The first one was good, and then 2, 3, and it's like, kind of lost interest in those movies. And now everyone is like, oh, the new Matrix is coming. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll end with just 1 or 2 questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your cooking to you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is it to your kid?
How is my cooking?
Yes.
Wow. 1 to 10.
And
I would say I'm still alive. I've been living alone since I was 19. So for the past 24 years I managed, or is it 24? Yeah, 24 years. I lived alone or by myself, not with my parents. I've managed to survive, so I'm really good at cooking pasta. But yeah, could be better, but...
Does your daughter rate it higher than you?
Probably, because she eats the food, she doesn't have to cook it. But yeah, I mean... It's been a little weird. Also, she has... Kids are amazing in the sense how they act and what they respond and how they're, things that you don't think about as a grown up, or you think about when you were a kid, but when you get kids, the responses. So I asked her a couple of months ago, why don't you eat chicken? Because she doesn't like chicken. And her reply was, because I'm small and I like strawberries. And that was her explanation why she doesn't eat chicken. And that just blew my mind, because for her, of course, that's why she doesn't like chicken, because she's small and she likes strawberries
and not
which
chicken,
has no
of course.
which has no relations whatsoever. But yeah, she eats mostly what I cook for her, but also when she's with me, because her mother is a vegetarian, so when she's with me, she eats more meat food, and when she's with her mother, she eats more vegetarian types.
And then one last question: what inspires you the most in your life?
What inspires me the most in my life? Wow, at this moment, it's probably this little monkey that's climbing all over here, because
that's sweet.
She inspires me to try to be a better person. Definitely.
Nice.
Nice.
Or because there is no handbook how to be a parent. You don't get, here's a kid, here's a manual. You have no clue. And of course you can read and stuff, and my mother, of course, the parents are always there, oh, but you should do this and you should do that. But I can't take their advice really, because they raised me for a world that doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
And I cannot raise her for a world that existed when they were raising me.
Exactly. Makes
So
sense.
it's you kind of have to wing it and hope she doesn't turn out as a mass murderer in the end. So
This is a pretty low bar.
well, anything above mass murder, I guess, is probably better. But no, it's hopefully she will be able to smash the world and astonish everyone and make a dent in world history. That's what every parent wishes for, I guess. But as I said, because she speaks so many languages and she is raised with different cultures.
She's already got a head start, I think.
She is. She has a head start.
So that would be our ending.
So thank you
It's
so
the
much.
limit.
It's the limit, I think Kira wants to play, so I think we have to finish that.
She will tear everything down into pieces soon.
So thank you for coming, Clabbe.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me. Thank you for having me.
Have
Bye
a nice
for
day.
now. Have a nice day.
Bye.